of the abuse that she's copped from online trolls. A warning, this story contains both nasty language and nasty people.
This is how some people debate the issues in 2016.
Kill it with fire. Go crawl back into the gutter from where you came. You are a lying, tarred shill for Big Pharma. You hope you get cancer soon.
The subject, as you've no doubt realised, is childhood vaccinations. And those are just some of the insightful arguments against Victorian Health Minister Jill Hennessy's scientifically supported pro-vaccine policies. For the record, there's no evidence that vaccines cause any medical condition. But that's beside the point. These messages aren't about evidence, they're just personal attacks.
Go get her, evil bitch, vaccine liar, criminal, traitor, idiot, slag, dumb polyphile. People like you should be executed, you rag. You are a liar and a traitor, nothing but a pack of pedophiles.
As a woman, you tend to get very gendered and often sexualised threats thrown at you, which means the kind of things I've copped are everything from rape threats to comments about my appearance.
Of course, men get trolled too, but instead of violent sexual threats, they're often criticised for their actual jobs.
Yeah, well, this guy on Twitter says I can't say Bathurst properly.
You can't say Bathurst properly.
Well, according to this, neither can you.
What do you mean? Bathurst?
Bathurst.
Bathurst?
Bathurst.
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 Hang on, are we saying Bathurst or Bratwurst?
The more something becomes normalised, the more we let it slide, and so the worse and worse it gets because those boundaries get moved out.
Jill's not the first public figure to name and shame trolls. Former Senator Nova Peris, actor Daisy Wrigley, and Ghostbusters star Leslie Jones have all gone public. So does naming and shaming work? Or are these trolls simply shameless?
And Jill Hennessy joins us now. Jill, you seem to be having a great old time in that video. Are you really laughing?
Look, there is a certain liberation, I reckon, to being able to shine a light on people that write you pretty vitriolic messages. So I must say I did kind of enjoy doing that, but that's not to take away from the importance, I think, of really highlighting the scourge of kind of online trolls or the real policy debate, I suppose, that really set this debate off.
So what are you trying to achieve by going public now?
Look, two things I think are really important. One is about the issue of vaccination. The anti-vaccination movement is a really organised movement. They're incredibly vitriolic, and I really wanted to highlight the fact that this is really not a group of people that you want to get advice about the health and well-being of your children from. The next issue is I just think that we keep pushing out that line that shouldn't be crossed in political debate in terms of how we go about expressing a different point of view. I absolutely think that full and frank debate is really, really important, but threats of physical violence and wishing death upon you, and certainly things that have urged violence upon my own family, you know, I just got jack of it, to be quite frank.
Is this the most contentious issue that you've dealt with in your career? I mean, it feels like it's one of the many hot-button issues in Australia these days between marriage equality, immigration. Have you ever seen people get this worked up about those other issues?
I've got to say, you know, I'm no stranger to controversial political issues. I've legalised medicinal cannabis. I've led legislation to put exclusion zones around abortion clinics. Next week I've got advanced care around end-of-life care coming into the Parliament. So all topics that people have really strong and passionate views about, but nothing at the scale that the anti-vaccination, and nothing of the level of viciousness that I've got from the anti-vaccination movement.
Jill, thanks very much for joining us.
My pleasure, my absolute pleasure.
Yeah, normally trolls fly solo, I find, but in this instance it seems they're organised as a group, which is way more
Oh, I reckon that's happening more, isn't it? I don't mean even just on this issue, I mean generally speaking, like hunting in packs.
My trolls all fly solo.
Do they? Well, if they would troll you, you wouldn't really get trolled, would you?
Oh,
Not lame.
You'd be surprised.
No, I find a lot to say, actually.
Oh, you do. Well, first it was Brad and Angelina, now it's the Philippines and America.